Mason. Mason. I'm live, Mason. You know that. Mason, what's up? I'm live. That was Mason calling me. Maybe that was Mason, were you ringing me to let me know I have time to go live, or you just didn't see I went live? Probably Mason telling me, hey, you're late. Thanks, Mason. I'm here, buddy. I'm here. Rocco. Where's my boy Rocco at? Yes, people, yes. Rocco asked Tukey last night, announced, if you want to meet Joey C, for sure, he will be at the WATP event in March 22nd, Largo, Florida. I will be there. I promise you. I will be there, and you can count my toes and my feet. I just got to find a proper extensions for that. I don't want to go there with too big of feet, you know. You got to tell me. I get creative, you know. You know, in most cases, in most cases, people are in garages creating things or in laboratories. I do it in the parking lot. So I got all these people wanting to know, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm making feet. What do you think I'm doing? Why do you have to make feet? And I pull up my things. They go, oh my God. They go, you got no feet. We're so sorry for you. I go, what do you feel sorry for? Don't feel sorry for me. I chopped them things off. I couldn't stand them anymore. You mean you chopped them off yourself? Yes, I did. I took an axe and I chopped them off one night. Many years ago. I've been without feet for years. A big shout out to OJ and Cardiff Electric, who I will be finally meeting with Tukey and Rocco. I'm looking forward to meeting you guys as well. Except for Cardiff, you should have paid the $25 extra. You could have spared yourself of meeting me. I know that's going to be a big worry for you. You know, aren't you like 6'8" and 500 pounds? You would just tackle me down to the ground, and I'd be gone, my feet and all. I would have to have prosthetic legs then. But yet he wish he would have paid the $25 so he could have canceled his ticket. All right, that's enough with him. I'm looking forward to meeting all of them. Carl, everybody, all the fans, everybody's going to be there. I'm excited. I'm excited. I am excited. I really am. We missed you guys yesterday. I walked, but I didn't stream. I was having some streaming problems yesterday. In the neighborhood, a couple of days ago, they kept going in and out. They've done it the last couple of times. I don't know if they're just working on stuff in the area. That happens, you know. But I don't know. I'm still sitting here at the light trying to walk. And these cars just keep coming. People got me conscious here about, well, I hope he gets hit by a car. I'm not trying to get hit by a car, but I could. That would be, Rocco's right, that would be unbelievable. If I was streaming live and I got hit by a car, man, oh man. That would be like, wow, what a rush. You know? The question is, can I live through it? That's the $1 billion question. Can I live through it? This might be a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if I just kind of tweak myself in front of a car and get hit a little bit, man, oh man, we should be. I don't know. That's a big if. At my age, I might, with my heart, oh no, I'd probably go in cardiac arrest and die right on the spot. Wow, live streaming and you died. Has anybody ever live streamed anywhere since the capabilities of the internet and live streaming? Has anybody ever just been live outside and accidentally got hit by a car? Has that been documented anywhere? This could be a world's record. If we try to plan it, would that be considered an act of trying to hurt yourself and then they would stop you because you're documenting that you're going to plan on getting hit by a car? They would probably take that as you're trying to commit suicide. So you don't do that. See, I'm not that creative. I'm just not that creative. Those are guys like Rocco and Tukey. Those guys are, and Shuleys and the Brennans. Those are the guys that Rays and all those guys like that. You know, to make it to where it's it comes out safe. I couldn't do that. Me, they'll be standing out there with a whole line of police and ambulances and doctors that's locking up in a insane asylum. You know, yeah, I couldn't pull that off. I don't know, but I guess it could be. Have a big event. Today's the day we get hit. You know, do 20 days in a row of streams leading up to it. Today's the big day. I will walk and I will throw myself in front of a car where I get hit by the car. You know? And I didn't say how fast they were going. We don't do none of that. We just say got hit by a car. You know? Gotta be politically correct because you don't want to make it too obvious, you know? But anyway, wow! High up here in down below in the below sea level of Florida, it's Joseph Samuel and his walk and talk stream, and we're feeling pretty good. I don't know what's going on with everybody. I hope everybody has a very, very, very blessed day. I won't lie today. I won't lie because people say I lie every day. That's okay. So I'm going to try not to do any lies today. Just kidding, just kidding. I will say that I got an extra couple hours sleep today. I don't know, something got over me. I think you know when you do the we got to touch about the clicking. Rocco, you want to know what the clicking are? Yeah, you're right. It's the feet. I had these things that were not oiled right, and they were making this clicking noise. That's what happened, Rocco. You were right again, Rocco, right again. I can't get nothing past you, Tukey. Nothing past you at all. No matter how hard I try, Tukey is right there with his cape and his green shag hair, and he's just he's loving it. He goes, I can't figure out what that clicking noise is. It's just driving me crazy. It drives me crazy. I couldn't lie. I can't tell you. I had the wrong feet on. I had the right on the left and the left on the right. And yes, Rocco, yes, down below sea level here in Florida, I am that close to the semis that I feel them. I feel my shoulder getting almost like they just on top of me when they were brushing by me. They're so close that if I moved to just a half a centimeter, I would be plowed down by a semi. Yes. Yes. Rocco, you doxed me yesterday, though. You told me. You said he lives on Broadway. You know, everybody knows that already. Yeah, but that was funny. I thought that was hilarious. I did for the first time in a long time. I really, and I was upset with Rocco. He understood that. He acknowledged that. And OJ, you know me better than anybody, and you're asking you some specific questions that you would have known, and you would have just answered it directly, but you chose to be very evasive in your answer, and that frustrates me. You know I get upset. You know it, and I don't think you mean to do it. I just think it's better if you don't tell the whole picture when it comes to you. That's your format. And I wrote it down to find out what you were trying to, the question was, and I don't remember what it was. Anyhow, who cares? I'm not mad at you guys. I was upset with you guys. I love all you guys, Roger, Tukey, and Cardiff. I've always had a really weird on and off type of relationship with you. You've never came into my circle like OJ did, where OJ streamed with me many times, helped me out many times, you know, always supported me, you know, always said good things about me, still does. I'm not saying, and the Orange is a lovable guy. Come on, everybody loves the Orange. I love the Orange. I put out a bad signal. I'm not, he wrote me a DM. Well, I'm your biggest supporter. I love you, buddy. You know what did I do to you? Nothing, buddy. You didn't do that. I was just upset. You know me, I go half cocked up, but I'm like the guy that puts 5 blank bullets in a gun and 1 real good bullet, you know? I go off half cocked, you know? I'm firing off at somebody, and they're all blanks, I know that. And the 6th one, I go, what's wrong? I put it in my head, just point it to myself, and it goes off. That's the type of guy I am. Come on, you guys know that. That's me. 5 blanks in a gun, 1 real bullet. Pow, 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 pow. Wow, nothing's going on. What's going on? Bam, 1 bullet. That's me. Is that me or what? That shapes me up any way possible. Is that me or what? That's putting the cart before the horse. That's what it's called. I put the cart before the horse. But I got the right things in today. That's why I was about 6 minutes late. I was arguing with the guy at the store. I said, I come in here every day. Harbor Freight, every day. I call you in the morning, give you a list of things I need. Go walk. He didn't tell me, don't worry, Joey, I got it. I get there, and you're out to lunch. What kind of crap is that? He goes, I wasn't at lunch. I didn't want to talk to Joseph C. I wanted to talk to Joey C. I'm saying, I'm the same person. You moron. I put my order in and I need that right bolt. I didn't want you to tell me God bless you this morning again. Oh my God. Why are people so afraid of hearing God bless you? If people are blessing you, that means they acknowledge the fact that you may need it, or they just like you generally, and they're not trying to push Jesus down your throat. They're just trying to tell you God bless you. It's that simple. It's God bless you. We understand each other. I'm not trying to make you go anywhere. I know. They don't understand that. They don't understand me. I've been one person nobody can figure out. But the key word is, I don't know what it is about him. I just can't have enough of him. Marco told me that. He told everybody that. I just can't have enough of him. He says I talk about, you did tell me I was good. You said you're good. You'll always be good. As long as I'm around, you're the best. You understand? That's what you told me, Tukey. I believed you. No, I'm just kidding. Highly, that coming from a puppet. I do. That's how I am. A puppet and an orange and a potato. I get offended by it. That's the humor right there. Nah, those guys are all great. They're all hardworking people. You know, they really are. They are good at their craft, and they're very easy to love, those three people. Like I said, Cardiff being the weirdest one of them all. He is a weirdo, though, ain't he? Am I right? Cardiff is a little off, ain't he? Ain't he a little weird? Tukey is just crazy out wild and crazy, but he's so talented. Rocco is just... OJ's so even keel across the board. He's just perfect at what he does, you know? Big shout out to Jake Hudson today, everybody. Just thought, Jake just came to my head, so... Hi, Jake. Just wanted to give you a shout out. French people, to all the French. I've already said it. You get a double shout out to the French for just being kind and writing nice words. Thank you for that. I made a promise to that Frenchman today, and we're gonna live by it. It's very important that he asked very nicely. He observed. He asked me something. He didn't even ask it. He suggested it. Don't you think? And I go, you are right. So you know what I'm talking about, Mr. Frenchman. And I love you guys too. Oui. Bonjour. No, that's Italian buongiorno. Now you got me all tongue twisted. You gotta remember, I'm a spur of the oh boy, I don't even know where I was going with that. I'm a spur of the night kind of guy. I don't plan. I'm the guy that'll wake up out of a dead sleep and just get in the shower real fast, come out and say, pack a bag. We're going to Vegas. What? We're 3,000 miles away. How are we gonna do that? I don't know. We're gonna get that rusty old bucket. That car won't make it out of the state. Oh, well, you'll never know till we try it. We get to Florida, boom, 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 we'll drive. We get to Georgia, boom, boom, boom. We make it to Tennessee. We make it to Kentucky. We get to Illinois. We get outside Illinois. It doesn't break down till after I stop and visit the family, I'm fine. But then I get into a small little town about 9 o'clock at night. Everything's closed, the sidewalks are pulled. You can't even buy a glass of water. And we break down. We call AAA to find out, sir, your membership expired last month. What? Now you're hoping someone will be kind and stop and see two people freezing outside a broke down vehicle. They're gonna help us and you're waving, they're like flipping you off. And now we're destitute, but we're determined to get to Las Vegas. And we just keep on waiting for that one person that's gonna be good. And then all of a sudden, a tow truck comes by and says, I'll get you to the town about 50 miles up the road there, bud. Be about $350. And he goes, $350? Come on, buddy. I can only pay $150. Well, I guess you'll be waiting for a long time, and he leaves. And then finally, here comes the guy. He's got his Bible open, a bottle of gin in his other hand, steering with his legs. A broke down tow truck with a car barely hanging on the strap. And coming out and gets out with his old overhauls and he steps out and he goes, Well, by golly, what we got here there, bud? What we got here? Then you go, well, how you doing, sir? Nice to meet you. God bless you. Well, God ain't got nothing to do with me being here, boy. You see, I was over there with the mistress, you know, and then I got a mistress over here I'm going to over there, see. But you think I smell, boy? Should I take a shower? She usually likes this smell. Well, I think you should always cleanliness is next to God. Why you keep saying that, boy? Well, sir, I'm just trying to be friendly. Why don't you just shut your mouth up here? You trying to get some free help? You want welfare? What does that got to do with anything? Well, you just look like the type. You look like an Italian, though. I don't know about them Italians. You Italians always fast-talking people. Well, I mean, that's kind of stereotyping, sir. Well, by golly, I tell you, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about now, boy. You do? Well, sir, I'm broke down. Well, how much money you got, son? Well, I got to make it to Las Vegas. I need this much for gas. And boy, you going on a trip and you calculating out to the tail what you got to spend. What you going to do for food? Well, I got $150 put away for food. That's a round trip, sir. Boy, you are sure a jackass. You know that? You ain't too bright. No, I never claimed to be bright, sir. Well, I tell you what, son. My nephew will be coming along here soon. Cletus, you know Cletus? My nephew Cletus will be coming by. Here he comes right now. Cletus, take these nice young folks. I gotta go over there and I gotta go visit the mistress, you know. Hey Cletus, I smell good today, boy. Well, dandy there, cousin. I smell the whiskey all over you, and the gin too. See that, boy? I bathe in that stuff, you know. So Cletus now gonna take us in. Give me the house special there. They take you into their little town and their garage, and you got a bunch of tweakers walking around the shop, and they're all based out of meth that they're going. You want to hit this bubble? No, sir, I'm recovering that. You ain't one of them Bible thumping recovering addicts, are you? You ain't gonna be preaching the word of God in here, are you? Guys, see that Bible over there? No, ma'am, no, ma'am. All right now. You sure you don't hit this bubble? It's good though. I'll get on my knees for you. What, man? I got a wife. I don't believe. Get away from me. Well, I'm just trying to offer it. You know, you kind of cute. Whew. Can we get me fixed here, buddy? Cletus, can you help me out here? Cletus be like, well, now my cousin told me to give you the special here, and it looks like you got a busted. Looks like you busted a tie rod here. You weren't going nowhere. It ain't the engine. Your engine's still pretty good. Let me check the oil. Oh boy, you down 3/4 of oil over there. I gotta charge you for the oil, but I got some recycle oil in the back. I took out of my other cousin's truck. Now he didn't change it for about 1.5 years, but it's still good oil. I'll put that in for you. All right, don't worry, we take care of that for free. All right, and get that all straight up. They fix it. They go, well, let me see here now. Let me add this up. I got the toll. I took you 30 miles, and I'm like, well, don't forget now. He said to give me the special rate now, the family rate. Well, he did say that now. So normally I get $5 a mile. So 30 times 5, that's $50. And you're like, yeah, that's right, that's $50. And you kick in, it kicks in. Oh, this guy's covered in a box. Yeah, $50, that's about right, that's good, yeah. All right, so that's $50 for the toll, because we got three times 5. We got 10, 20, so $50 for the toll, all right. And the tie rod there, now I took that tie rod, that was pretty rusty. I cleaned it up, and that actually came out of a car that broke the same tie rod, but we repaired that tie rod, so you'll be good. So I'll give you that. The normal price for that is about $149, but I'll give it to you for $79.99 for that Crockett. Well, I got to get right for the parts now, and then there's my labor. You know, that'll be another $100. So we're at $233. Man, I can't afford $233. Well, you got anything you want to pawn here? What you got in the suitcase there? Let me see. We get all these. Hey, Faces, come on over here. See what this boy got. See if we get something worth this $233 now. By golly, I got to get my money. I gave you the family. I'm like, holy God, wait. What's that you got there? What's that contraption you got around you? That with the straps. Oh, you like that, huh? Yeah, that's called a gimbal. You want that gimbal? How you doing? Sorry about that. Yeah, what is that? That's called a gimbal. What does it do? I said, oh, it's a special, unique tool. Really? I go, it's personally made for people like you. All right, let me strap it up. What do you think, Cletus? That looks good, don't it? By golly, I think you got a winner there. how much you gonna charge me to take off the? Well, I said this thing cost me $299, and actually cost me with tax, delivery, cost me $399, and you're charging me $274. So I'll give you this $50 and we'll be even. But by golly, I think we got ourselves a deal there. So thank you. Woo! You get down the road and say, boy, do we get them. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Appreciate it. I hope that made some of you laugh. I pulled that out of the. I just winged all of that. So just trying to make it get a better understanding. I understand this whole thing. I do. I really do. Just let you know that I take the time to understand the whole picture. And but that did sum me up pretty good, didn't it? The picture that's painted of me, I should say, that was pretty good. I hope Tukey and Rocco enjoyed that. I winged that. I didn't practice that, buddy. I never thought I would be funny, but I gotta say I was cracking up myself. So I appreciate everybody. If you enjoyed it, if you didn't, if you thought it was terrible, of course, it was terrible. But I do want to let each and every one of you know I do understand. I do understand. Well, that made this walk a lot easier. Just rambling on. And I gotta tell you, I'm laughing. I feel it, the laughter all through my body, and it feels good. Which laughter is a big part of your healing process for anything. Anything, I guess that's what we're gonna think of today's stream as how we individually heal ourselves in many, many different ways. Everybody has a process to life, and we're all different individuals, and some people stick with just straight raw humor every day in their life because of all the pain they're hiding. And I understand that. I really do. I start thinking about it. I think about it a lot, but I really started the last couple of days is trying to understand different things, and I don't know. I guess it all boils down to it's Joseph C. I'm a Catalano, or Joey C. As bad as some people want to believe, or as bad as some people are being led to believe. Am I a guy that just normal? It's made my share of mistakes, and I'm trying to win over people to accept me. We all want to be accepted. It seems to be very important to people in life when it really doesn't matter. I mean, as long as you're happy with yourself, I always thought that, it doesn't matter. But I always find myself having to and that's why that Frenchman sent me some pretty positive words today. And everything that I've been trying to find myself and try to please everybody is just be yourself, man. Don't feed into negativity. Just be yourself, man. Believe me, because I'm a big fan. And he's right. It all comes down to what I say. You ain't got to worry about what anybody to please anybody. Be yourself, and people will make the right choice. So I hope you enjoyed that, because I did, and I understand it. And just imagine if I was a funny guy and I ever was that way my whole life, I would have been pretty good, I think. If I would have perfected that. That was straight wing, people, I promise you that. And it probably showed, but, I tried to make it funny with the characters, and it all comes because all my dealings, because that's funny, because that happened to me when I was a young man. I was traveling to Las Vegas from Illinois, and we broke down in a small town at the time was Tucumcari, New Mexico. And I was about 18 or 19 years old, and I was with my former brother-in-law, JJ. At the time, he wasn't my brother-in-law. It's funny. He was a friend of mine that I knew from Chicago. That later on in years, he wound up hooking up my sister, my sister. I'm still the oldest brother, but my oldest of the sisters, and they got married and were married. Matter of fact, I think they're still married. They've been separated for 20 years, but I don't think they ever got a divorce, if you ask me. I don't recall that. But anyhow, and it was just strange, because I was a friend of his, and we knew each other, and he went with me to Las Vegas. I just was one night, I just wanted to go to Las Vegas. My dad had a house there, and I had an old 1974 Chevy Malibu. I think that's what I had. The big body, the big boat one. I think it was a 74. I had a big old boat, man. Almost like the Cadillac Eldorado, big like that, or the old Delta. Big old boat. It was primered. Not a drop of paint on it. It was all primered black. And it had, I think it had a 350 motor in it. One of the best Chevy motors ever made, man. And we broke down some weird shit. I had bad tires on it. I had no spare, no jack, no jumper cables. 2 young guys going to Las Vegas, a pocket full of money. And by the time we made it to Arizona, where my great uncle lived, he had retired from Chicago and had built a home in Arizona. You know, back in those days, they either went to Florida or they went to Arizona. He went to Arizona, and him and his wife, they looked like leather, like a dried up leather, because he was a golfer and she liked the sunbather, but that's so dry they look like dead snakes, their skin. And he's still alive. He's 99 years old, I think. I haven't seen him in years, but he's still kicking. And he was a guy that drank old style beer. You remember old style beer? That was called that piss water. Very popular in the Chicago neighborhoods back in the day when I was a young man. But that was his thing, old style. It was it's quite an equivalent to Busch beer, I guess, today. I don't even know if anybody even makes old style anymore. But it was a pretty big company. And you know, he worked his whole life and he retired and did it right. And, you know, he had a savings plan and 401k. They did it right and they retired. And they you know, a couple years before their retirement, they started picking their property, built their home. They did it the way a normal person would live their life. You know, they didn't walk with anything bad in their life, and they just were good, wholesome American people that, you know, did it right. So, and he liked to golf and he liked to drink his beer. So when I got there was an old style truck out in front of his house. Now, not the big semi, you know, the beer trucks that about half the size of a semi, you know, and they're delivering. And he said, yeah, that's my delivery I get every month. 30 cases of beer a month get delivered here, invoiced to me, and I pay the bill. Because he drank a case of beer a day. To this day, I hear he still drinks a case of beer. And I don't know, they say that would probably put someone in kill and eat their liver, but this man, there's been, you know, there are cases out there in the world with people that smoke 3-4 packs a day that are still living in there. Not nothing wrong with, no cancer, nothing. He didn't get nothing wrong with his liver. It's what he drank for all his life. Still doing it, still on the golf course, still kicking it. And I'm sure he's a lot slower, but it's just strange how 10 other humans could do that, and their liver's gone by the time they're 40 and they die. Amazing, it just amazes me, you know. Some of these old people, when they didn't have they didn't have diagnosed for certain diseases, you know, there was old remedies that they lived by, they believed by it, you know. You go if you got a great-grandmother still alive, ask her for a remedy for a cold, or, you know, they're strange how their medicine was strange, man. But it worked. And they're dead set on saying, I'm telling you, you don't go to the doctor, you listen to great-grandmother, it'll work. And you're like, oh my God, okay, grandma, no problem. And you go and you just do it just to see, and it works. Takes away a simple cold, gives you, you know, certain teas you drink, certain soups. It's just amazing. Now a doctor will tell you, well, that's just you being nice, you know, you gotta be nice to the great-grandmothers, but none of that worked. Well, I'm telling you, it worked. That was their medicine. That's how they lived. And I just thought that was a pretty amazing story. So I get out to Arizona, and now my money's gone. And it was around the time my grandmother, a few years after my grandmother passed, my dad, and it was, you know, him and his sister were getting all the money that my grandparents had, and it was going to be, and he was the executor. He was handling it, because my dad was a wild guy. I told you guys many stories. He was no good man, and I didn't get to know my father that well until I became around that time. And then in my 20s is where I really hung out with him, but I never felt he was really like a dad. It was more like a buddy, because I did things with him that it's unheard of. You know, you're partying with your fathers, and the father accepted that. It's just not normal. But unfortunately, I went through that. So we'll talk about that another time. But so he said, well, your father called me and says, I'm going to give you this envelope of money. It's coming out of his share, and sign this paper. And I think he gave me like $8,000. And I was down at about $150. When I had Arizona, I had to have more car. I had an electrical problem. My alternator went out. And here's the funny thing. Tucumcari, the guy sold me an alternator, said my alternator was faulty, sold me a bad alternator. And here's the best part. At the time, Tucumcari, New Mexico was barely on the map. It had one little hotel, a post office. The sidewalks were pulled. 9 o'clock at night, not a soul was out there. Today, if you go through Tucumcari, New Mexico, it's a pretty large city. They built that city. But this was the guy is funny. I'll now go back to Arizona. This story is classic, man. So, the guy that came out and towed us, he was like, I don't know, it was like, he was an American, obviously, but I think he had Indian background. You know, it was woo, Indian, you know, those kind of Indians. New Mexico has a lot of reservations throughout New Mexico. So, nice guy. It's like a car salesman. He says, don't worry. He said, well, don't worry about no money today. He goes, he's looking out there getting an ID. He said, well, I'm sure your alternator's gone. And I look at my buddy Jay. I go, did we just? What's going on? In Chicago, this was the third alternator that I remember. when I bought the car, and I told you, no spare tire. The tires are bad. I needed tires. He goes, well, you need tires, just rubber. And I'm like, what's up with these alternators? So we bleed them. He goes, I go, we got hardly any money, man. He goes, listen, this is a very small town. We all know each other. I'm going to call the lady who owns the hotel and get you guys in there. I'll tell her to put it on the bill, and you guys settle up me at the end of, it's going to be a few days, though. So I'm like, what's a few days? Well, maybe 3 days. It turned into 5 days. And now, I think they charged me like $40 a night for the hotel. Very something. This is back in 1985, 84. It was after the baseball season. So it was 83, 84. It was that's the year the Cubs went to the playoffs. And I had a little money, but I was reckless. I was gambling. But I planned this out because I knew I'd get to the house, I didn't have to pay for nothing. My dad said, keys, just go to the lockbox. He was trying to sell it at the time. He says, I'll just let the real estate know you're going to be staying. It was fully furnished. So I said, cool, all right. And I'm like, no, thanks, And I said, Dad, but I wanted to say, thanks, Joe. I appreciate you helping me, And he goes, he was trying, but he really wasn't trying. He was trying to con me for a later con. If I ever got any money, he was going to try to wheels me out of the money. That's what he did. He did it to my brother. So, but I didn't fall for it. I was the one that knew him better. Being the firstborn, I guess, and getting all his character traits, not even being around him, I just knew how he thought, So I knew I had to be my guard up with him every time I was around him. So I thanked him. I did the right thing and thanked him and appreciate, no matter if you were in my life or not, you came through now, and that's what's important to me. That was what was important to me, which it was. I'm a firm believer you could give anybody a second chance, and if people are trying, you got to take that for what it's worth. And I did try to be a better person. And obviously, every time I tried to get close to him, I burned myself and hurt myself, because he just wasn't bad material. He just, and I wind up telling him, why didn't you just not have kids and not get married? The life you live, you seem to love, and it wouldn't have been better. And, of course, he gave me his answer, so it was never worth anything. But so now we're with this guy, and he gets us in this hotel. Turned out to be 5 days. So now, is there anything to do in this town? Well, we got the movie theater over there. Could walk a couple blocks down. It was a little small downtown Tucumcari, and you could research Tucumcari back in those years, and you could pull up what the town looked like then, and tell you. If you want to back up to see if my story's any credibility, that's how you would do it. Go back and pull Tucumcari in 83, 84, 85, when they were just starting to build. And this guy told it. I said, this is an awful small town. He goes, where are you from? I said, Chicago. You guys come from a big city. He goes, mark my words, Tucumcari will be on the map someday. And I'm going to tell you right now, that man was not lying. Now, he was born, raised in that town. He was the tow guy. So he had a mechanic shop. So that's what he did. It turned out, back then you didn't have computers. You didn't have cell phones. So everything was, you call on a landline. You go to the hotel lobby. If you didn't have a phone in the rooms, and those little small hotels usually didn't. Can I make a call to? Is it a long distance call? Yeah. Okay. Well, you got to dial one. You know how it works. So you call, and I'm calling my mom. Mom, can you send me some food money? And what? You left here? Mom, please. Just trust me. I'll send it back to you when I get to Las Vegas. All right. How do you get a wire? Well, you got to go to the post office, and next to the post office is a little Western Union shop. So we walk. Where's that? We walk there. We go there, wait for the money. And I look at the post office, and the guy that was a tow truck driver was the postmaster. He ran the post office. We went in there and go, hey, how's that? He goes, oh, hey, boys. Okay, you work here. I'm the postmaster of the town, too. I said, hey, you got the towing company? He goes, yeah, I pretty much have a jack of all. Okay, well, he said, not yet, boys. We're waiting. I'll park your meter sometime later on this afternoon. We'll get you out of the road the next day or two. All right? So we go and we're walking down to go to that movie theater. And I don't remember what we saw. Well, how much it was, a couple of dollars, $1.50 to get in. And a sheriff pulls up. Says, well, you guys ain't from around here. And we said, no, we're not. Oh, you those boys that broke down on the road, the sheriff helped. I said, no, there's no sheriff. And the guy was the sheriff, too. I kid you, I swear to you, on every day he was the postman, the sheriff. He was from that town. I guess he was one of the, almost I got to believe he was one of the people that started the quest to build that town to be something, and probably was his vision. And maybe that man, who I'm sure he's passed away by now, but maybe he was a big part of what participated for Tucumcari, New Mexico, to be where they're at today. They are a larger city. Not the largest in New Mexico, but they are large. They got a row of hotels now, a row of gas stations, a row of mechanic shops. Big, they got all. It's a regular town. Back then, it was a small town. And it comes in a day. Now remember, I'm very low on money. I got what I can from my mother. My mother sent me everything she got. I got to send this back to her. So we're still short. And he was very reasonable. The hotel bill was very reasonable. Everything came out, and whatever my mom sent me, we were still short. So I had an old pump pellet gun, pump rifle, the ones that you pump up, they're pretty powerful. And he looked at it, he goes, well, that's pretty neat. What is that? I go, well, it's a pellet gun, pump gun. He goes, and I had one of those boombox radios that one of the fans at Wrigley Field bought me. She has season ticket holder, one of those big ones that, back in the day you put up here and you listen to it. She just gave Carol, she's a season ticket holder for over 60 years. And back in the World Series, I saw her in those two seats. She was old then, now she's old. But she was in her late 30s, very wealthy Jewish lady. Her husband was a big-time lawyer, but she loved the Cubs, and she'd be out at every Cub game. And she'd sit behind right behind where the batter's box is on the visiting side. So I got to talk with her on the games when I was bat boy. And very nice lady, I'll never forget her name, Carol. And she bought that at the end of the season as a gift for me, because I was always giving her, like how I would bring the umpires water. Hey, he was thinking the next inning, before the ball girl, he would go like that, 3, which means bring me 3 baseballs, and then he'd go like that, and I'd bring him a water in between innings. Well, I would always make sure she had something. I was always kind to her. And she bought the Bat Boys, whoever was her favorite, gift at the end of the season. So that's what she asked me what I would like, and I wanted one of them big radios. I wanted to walk around the neighborhood and blast it, So I had to give the radio up in the gun to pay the bill with the money I had. And we had enough to get the gas to Arizona, because I knew at this point that I was going to get the money from my great uncle. And we got there, we had to have the same problem with the alternator. We kept blowing all. Turned out it wasn't I was getting ripped off on the alternators. There was some kind of wiring problem that was blowing all the alternators going in there. And eventually, when I get down, it gets heated up. That's what happened. So the people in Arizona finally fixed it, and I never had a problem with the car again. And I wish I still had that car today, because it would have been a classic. And the body was all primed, ready to be painted, and I just liked the car, man. And all right, I'm gonna really get. This is the one that's gonna cost me. I had a vanity license plate, Joey C. Yeah. So, yeah. I let everybody know, even back then, I was always trying to say, hey, I'm Joey C. Yeah, that's what I had. I had a vanity license plate, Joey C. And, what can I say? I'm Italian. Blame it on the Italians. We're just like that. Whoa, I don't even know where I'm at. I've been talking. Whoa, oh my God, I went too far. Did I? How long am I? 40 minutes? Yeah, I better turn around here. Well, I passed my mark a long time ago. Whoa, where am I at? What the heck? Where's the street sign at? Boy, I went around a turn. I've never went this far, have I? I don't remember. I think this is the farthest I walked out. I'm just walking and rambling on. I haven't even seen who was here. And I'm not going to until we get home, so. But that was a story. Oh, so now we get to Las Vegas. Now I got $8,000. And my biological father, Joseph Jr., he said, the only thing you got to do, you got to call in the morning, get there, try to get in there. He goes, I don't leave the lights on. You just got to call them and tell them that he goes, I'll put a note with them. You're going to call, my son's going to get there, and you got to go put the deposit back, whatever you need for the lights, and they'll come out and flip it back on. I go, all right. So we don't listen. We get there in the middle of the night. We're tired now. We're worn out. And from Vegas to Arizona, it's probably about, it's the same as from LA to Vegas, about the same time driving distance. Maybe give or take a little shorter. So 3 hours, 4 hours, you got to go come to Arizona, you come out to Hoover Dam. When you get to Hoover Dam, that's all winding down out of the mountains, and then you get to the first casino in Las Vegas there by the Lake Mead, which is you got a casino out there, and you start getting into the Las Vegas, which, obviously I know what I'm talking about, because when you come out of there, and you start getting on the highway that's going to take you to town and into actual Vegas, you got Lake Mead, and you got the first hotel, you hit the very first casino. So what do? I'm a gambler. Jay, let's stop at the first casino. Let's get on, man. I'm tired. Come on, Jay. I go, Jay, let's stop. We'll just play a little blackjack. All right. Now we go there. That 8,000 with the 4. Now I'm like, oh man, I just took 4,000 blue. I'm not even in town yet. I didn't even make it to the house. Oh boy. Here we go. Joey C. He's doing his typical, I got this. I feel lucky. So now Jay's like, man, we just blew $4,000, man. Man, come on, man. We're still good. We still got 4,000. I said, we're still good. Get to the house. It's pitch dark. He said, well, man, I'm just gonna go to bed. Nah, let's go to the strip, man. Let's go get a couple drinks. You know, now, legally I can't drink. I wasn't 21 yet. 83, no, I was not quite 21. No, I was 83. No, I was not 21 yet. Yes, I was not 20, definitely 18. 84. I was 18, 19. I was 19. I was been a year, almost gonna be 20 that year. 85, I would be, December of 85, I would have been 20. This was winter of 84, so I was gonna be 19. So, but you know what, it's those ladies walking around with those outfits that they don't pay attention, you know, if you're tipping them right. You just gotta play the part, so we go in and I wanna gamble. Well, long story short, I was down to zero. All I did was drop off the luggage at the house that I had to take care of all this in the morning. So my friend just sent me home on a ticket tomorrow, plane ticket tomorrow, buddy. So I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna do that, buddy. I spent it all. I didn't have nothing in the sock. So my so-called biological father didn't tell us that he had a waterbed. Now, what happens when a waterbed, they got a heated switch, right? Did you keep them warm? Anybody ever sleep on a waterbed that didn't have the heat on, the switch with the heat pack on it? And you fall asleep deep? It's like what? Sleeping in a cold lake all night? And we had a skimpy little blanket. And now he's on his side of the bed. We're fully dressed, passed out, and I broke up shivering. And he's laughing. He had all the blankets. He knew because he used to have a waterbed and he knew that there was no heater, no electric. He knew, so when I passed, he made sure he was all warm. He had his jacket on, his gloves on. He knew. He did it purposely because I spent the money. Didn't tell me. I didn't know. I never knew how to work a waterbed. I never had one, you know. And he was laughing. That was his way of showing me what an idiot. And I said, why am I? He goes, dummy, it's water in there. There's no electric. They got that heating thing. You got to, even when you got light, you got to keep it on to keep your body temperature used to it. And I'm like, oh my God, you got me. So now I got to call the biological father up and say, he goes, oh, what's going on? I said, I got a problem. He said, don't even tell me you got a problem. I do. He says, and he already knew because I'm just like him, right? He knows how he was. He never supported us. He spent all his money, never gave it to us. He goes, let me tell you something, you gambled it. I said, it's all gone. He goes, how much you got left? I go, nothing. He goes, he just smirked and laughed on the phone. And I guess that was his way of saying, my boy just turned out like me, just like the song. You know? He said, let me hang on. And he calls his uncle. And they wired me. He wired me. He said, I'm giving you $5,000. That's it. Now, come to think about it years later. Now, my grandparents, they invested in, they were the type of savers that they invested in the right stocks. Back then, Ma Bell, you know, all the old people had stock in Ma Bell, which is, you know, Bell South, whatever, the Bell company, they had the phone company, and all kinds of things that were not around no more today that paid very well. He had his retirement from work. My grandfather, you know, he worked same job. He was, I'm not going to tell you what he got. I think I might have one time ago said what he was, but I don't need to do that. I don't need people really deep in anything. They call me all kind of stuff, but you know, he was a standing up citizen. My grandparents, they had a beautiful home. They owned a home, a second home, and it was just my dad and my sister. And my dad was a con man. He tried to con his sister out of her half, and he wound up in a nutshell. She got less than my dad, and he had it all planned out. He conned his mother after his father died, and he got her to put most of the money in a secret savings account that had his name on it only, that he took away from them when he was like, he conned his own mother. My father was a dirtbag, I'm telling you. I've never got into that part of my life, but he was a real dirtbag, my father. He conned his own mother, and that was her baby. He could do no wrong in her eyes, so she spoiled him. So hey mom, as the process, you got much longer to live. The doctor told her, you know, there was no saving her with the cancer she had, and so he took advantage of his own mother, and being that she's on medication, and he got her. He whittled most of that money away from my aunts and her family, who were good people, real good people. And it's not about the money, it's what he did. You know, my aunt, blood money is blood money. That's the way I look at it. When people die and they fight over money, it's blood money. Don't you guys agree? It's blood money. It really is. Here's 62. I went way past 62. It's just blood money. And people, families break up and don't talk to each other for years and years over money. And it's a sad thing. But, you know, money was everything to that man because he had a lot of bad habits. And you know, he had 5 wives, my father, after my mother. and they were all pretty wealthy. Every one of them, I went and looked up if I didn't meet him, because I told you, I was in his life, in his adult life, and they all said that he got them for a lot. He got them for a lot of money. Not where he broke them, but he was so good at smooching women, and he lived like a country playboy. And I told you, he was always dressed to the gill. He was fingernails perfect, his hair silky. But he was a very good-looking man, and women just flocked to him. All the life that I seen of him, he just had a gift with that. But he never used it the right way. He just, all his wives except for one, my dear old mother, who had nothing, secretly to this day will say, "Don't talk about your father like that. He's still your father." And that was my first love. All right, mother. Yes, mother. Always, I can never understand why that was that woman, knowing what he put her through and us through, and knowing what he did. But she just does say, but he got the life he deserved at the end. She does, I think she got satisfaction that he's gone and she's still here, and that she didn't talk to him for I don't know how many years, but she never would bash him to her children. My mother always, that's your father, no matter what he's done, let's respect that. And it was my first, and to this day, my mother would say the same thing. And now she's been with my stepfather for 47 years. He knows that in her heart. That was her, it's understandable. But she don't flaunt it like, she loves her husband 47 years now, but she's got a place for my father. That was her first love, so I understand that. So I respect my mother. It made me understand that you're right. There's no sense of bashing someone that's not here, and there's no sense of bringing up all that and what he didn't do. It's over with. You can't change it. So my mother's one of the old-fashioned ladies. That's how she lives, and I respect that. So he was just a con man, he wound up hurting his own sister with money, and when the settlement was all done and there was nothing left, and he even talked her out of selling one of the homes while she was alive, and as far as my aunt knew, that the money was, her mother had it, put away, and didn't have no idea her brother, she knew her brother was evil, but she never knew he was that evil, and he really was. They never spoke again. My aunt's still alive. And I've talked to her the day my father died a couple years ago. I called her, and she said to me, "Well, I'm sorry for your loss. If you're looking for anything more than that, I can't give it to you." And I said, "No, I wasn't. I just want to let you know your brother passed." And she said, "Well, I hope he's in a better place." And that's all she said. She said, if you're looking for me to say anything nice, that's the nicest I'm going to get." And I respected that. I said, "No, I'm not, Auntie. I understand." And she was relieved. From what I understand, a lot of people in the family found out that he was gone because he tormented everybody. My grandfather's sister was very wealthy, and she's still alive, I think, to this day. Or she could, maybe my baby sister, she just passed away. I don't remember. But I think she's still alive, but she's really old, in her 90s. But her husband was very wealthy. He retired in his 30s. He was he built cul-de-sacs, neighborhoods. He was a builder and very wealthy. And he used to con her out of money because when he was younger, he would always go to his favorite aunt. And then he tormented them at the end, who he hated her husband. And he was just a rotten man, my father, man. And I just don't, and to even have any of his character traits, and I've always got questions about it. That's why I don't go to family functions. I really don't. Because they look at me and they see him, and I'm like, I'm not going through this no more, man. I'm not him, I'm not him. I might have his character traits, and I might adapt to some things, but I'm not him. I'm just not him. I had morals. I couldn't hurt people that were kind. I just couldn't do that. Just not me, And my grandfather, before he died, his father told me, "Don't ever promise me." I remember a couple of days before my grandfather died, he made me promise him I wouldn't be like his son. He says, "I don't like my son. Of course I love my children, but I do not like my son." He says, "Please promise me you're a good boy." I tried, Grandpa. He would be very disappointed in the way my life turned out. He would. If he was alive today, I would have had the best college education. I would have been somebody. I really would have. He would have made sure. He would have pushed that every day on me. So that's hard on me when I think about that. But because he was like my rock, my grandfather. But anyhow, that being said, everything's a life lesson for me. It's how you take that lesson and you apply yourself in. And yeah, I got a personality that you're either going to love or hate. I understand that. Because I don't. I'm just not a guy to just sit there and let someone blatantly disrespect me. I just don't, even though I probably just laugh it off and just say, yeah, it's meaningless, Which it is. At the end of the day, it's just words, And just don't have that in me. No matter how I search to try, I can change for the better for myself, and that'll reflect to show people that I'm a decent person, but I just can't, certain situations, shut my mouth. And that's what gets me into all my confrontation and everything with everybody, because they might just be someone that just is pure rotten, or somebody that just are negative, and when they see a guy like me, they're gonna attack. That's just how it is. That's how life is. So I'm cool with that. But now we go back to the end of the story. So Las Vegas, I get the money, I go ahead and get the lights on, I take care of everything, and I wind up, at the time, my first, I wasn't legally married, but it was the person that I had children with, and we had a daughter, and I brought them out after I got the house all fixed up and what I had to do, and I got the job, what I was doing, and that's when I was my first big draw with drugs when I was in Las Vegas. Got my family out there, and that's when I tested the waters with cocaine and got very deep in cocaine. I started making so much money in the winter there with the people I was working with, that I was one of those guys, drug users that was paranoid. So if I got too paranoid to place, I had to go. It was documented in one night I had 6 different hotels booked, paid for, and I was in it for at least 5 minutes. I get paranoid and tell the people that I've hung out with, let's pack up, I don't feel safe here, and I go get another hotel. I wound up with 6 different hotels in one night, paid for, in Las Vegas, that I barely spent any time in, being paranoid. So it was a bad start, and then got in a little trouble, not with the law, but I got in some trouble with some people, and make a long story short, I decided Vegas was not a first place for someone young like me, who has these addictions and has a family, and I went and packed up, went home, and I did right by my daughter, so. Didn't wind up with her mother and I only lasted 8 years, but I did right by my daughter. And I don't talk about her. She's, I promise you, on everything I stand for, she's got a master's degree. She's never been in trouble. She got 4 beautiful children, and she's the best mother. Her husband's the best guy in the world. I got a great son-in-law. I said it before, he's got a doctorate. He's a very educated man. And my daughter says, don't ever enter my kids' names, me, or my husband, on your show. I love you, but I'm not a part of any of that, and don't ever ask me your grandkids to watch any of this. I go, I would never do that. Even though my grandson is old enough, but I wouldn't do that. I would never disrespect that. So that's all I gotta say on that. So there's a lot of good in me that people don't know about, that I did make some sacrifices to be right, you know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of that. So I can leave Vegas, and the rest is the down spiral of my life. I wind up leaving my major league job, like I told you, and I wind up to go back. I had to suffer to work in the minor leagues, and that was 25-year, circus for me. I enjoyed it, but it was all my down spiral of my life. I had 2 more kids, and I had 2 more kids, and then I married, and then that lasted for a lot. And finally, at 50, my life took a turn. I finally found love, and that's my lovely Christina, who I love to death. She came into me in my heart, and never met anybody love someone like the way she loves me. So, and we've had our ups and downs, as you guys all know. You guys know that life. You guys know me from pretty much my years with Christina, and of course my younger years as a worker in baseball. But you guys don't know me from A to Z, everything, all the good and all the ups and downs. You guys know my life with my wife now, and let me tell you something. Me and her have been through some. The love has never stopped. It straightens every day. I can't never see myself without this woman, and I'm just grateful, and I thank her for putting up with me. If she's watching, I don't know if she is. She gave up walking with me. She said I walk too far. So no, I'm just kidding. She takes the time to clean the house, and I'll come back, it'll be all, and everything will be nice to bed to me, because I woke up a little late today, and she picks up after me. She doesn't even have to do it. She doesn't have to tell me anything, but I throw this stuff in my hamper, and she don't say, "Can you get in the hamper?" She'll go. She just takes care of me. She really does. She's a good-hearted person, great woman. But I try not to take advantage. I'll go do dishes. I'll just say, no. What are you doing? I'll do the dishes. Let me go. Let me do it. I feel good about it, and I do it. She'll say, if the garbage is full, I don't wait for her to tell me. My brother-in-law, he takes it. I'll try to take it. He'll say, no, let me get that. You let me. And I'm like, all right, you do that. You're in charge of the garbage. But I do. I try to help around the house. It's a little small place we got. But so that's it. That was my very first Vegas, there's been many more that I'll tell some stories about. When I got older and I was in AAA and we go there to play the Las Vegas Stars. Now this is, I'm improved new and I'm a lot older and a lot wiser and, you know, and my nightlife was very interesting. We'll talk about those days in upcoming shows. I wound up living myself the way I wanted to live, and again, the end result is this. I was reckless with my money. I became an addict for 30-something years. I'm probably a guy that shouldn't be alive. I should be very grateful every day that I walk, because the kind of lifestyle that I chose to live, an average person would have been dead already a long time ago. And I should have been. I shouldn't have lived into, I shouldn't even lived past 30s, you know. I lived a very crazy life. And I always kept it private when I was away. You know, my family, there's going to be some things we'll talk about that my kids are probably going to go, oh, no way, there's no way. Because I was reserved with them. I was home, I was a father, you know. When I was traveling to baseball, I was way, they would not even believe that I was that person, that wild person, and yeah, I was. But I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, you know. I really don't. That's not what this is about, so I won't do that. But I can tell a lot of the good stuff. So I did it. I lived my way, man. It was my way or no way, you know. When I was away, you know, that's what I did. And that's what cost me today, is those reckless days of my life of being, when I did drink and I did do some heavy drugs and I was way on the road all the time. Those are what the days, why today I'm suffering. If I would have just been the person I was when I was home, the conservative type and the carry type and supporting myself like I took care of everybody else, I would have been responsible to make sure I had everything taken care of when I get to these age and where I'm not as healthy, and you know, I wouldn't have to be, you know, doing this and as you say, begging online for money. If people would say that no matter what I do, because of the precedent I set, I'm just gonna get I'm gonna get anybody that's negative towards me is gonna come at me the hardest they can. And I expect that. I'm okay with that. Trust me, it's a walk in the park for me to handle that because I know what I lived and how I was. So I really doesn't get to be like people think it does, and I can handle it, but it's senseless. Because the one thing that does aggravate me is making myself nuts. I don't like that being like that no more, you know. So that's why the Frenchmen, to all the French, I thank you for that kind words you said today. You triggered something to me that I've been saying for months, but to hear it from a total stranger, it really made sense, and you're right, just be me. And that's what I'm gonna do, be me. And I think this was a good walk and talk today. We had a lot of views when we ended the other day. I was shocked. And I hope nobody, by God, I hope nobody is trying to play games and going to do things that people get accused of everybody of. If anybody out there bought views, because I was about 1,200 over what I should have, that I normally have. But then again, people saying that the walk and talk, there are lots of people watching. A lot of people are inspired by it. And if that's the case, I'm grateful. So I don't want none of that. I don't want nothing to be done that I didn't earn. Please. So if anybody did that the other day, refrain from doing that. Please, just give me that, please. That's all I'm asking. And let me do this my way naturally, okay? We know we're demonetized. Here comes the part that people are gonna like. I do struggle. I pay my bills, and that's it. You know, all this extra stuff coming, I do need your support. And, you know, I don't know what other way to say it. You know, I'm being natural, and it'll come. I can't continue to get healthier and do this at the price it's costing me. So I do need donations. And the Frenchmen should go on Rumble, but here's the problem. Rumble rants are the same as Super Chat, but anything this month won't be paid till next month. And that's just not gonna do me no justice right now. So if you got it in you and you feel I deserve it, please donate to the channel. Please donate to PayPal, because it's all going for the right thing. I promise you. I promise you. I told you, if you have questions, if you want me to stream to show them, I will do that. I don't have to, but I will do that just to show you guys. If I got to build a relationship with everybody, I gotta give and take. So it's at JoeyC0120 is the PayPal. If you have it in you and you believe I deserve it and you want to help to the cause, please, everybody. If everybody just chipped in a little bit, I could keep on doing this because it's working. Everything I'm doing is working, and I want to live. I just want to live and be a better person for the people that are enjoying this, a better person, a better husband, a better father. I want to erase and make amends for everything I did to myself And to anybody I may have hurt out there because they just didn't like me as a person or got offended by me, is to show that people can change. People do change. If you want to bad enough, you will. And everybody deserves that chance. Whatever reservations you have about me, I accept. I'm okay with that. But just don't tweak stuff. Come at me like a man, or if you're a woman, and tell me, right? I told you that. You hate me, hate me. If you care about me, care about me. If you love me, love me. I will never come out of character to do something I shouldn't do to you. I'm real as I can be. This is me. I don't know any other way to ask. I'm not begging, but if you feel in your heart to help me, please, at Joey C 0120 or Cash App, money sign, Joey C Adrian Boy. Rumble Rants and Super Chat, which they held all my Super Chats that I got. So that money is not there. You don't even see it. You don't even get to see, like you get a list of everybody. I didn't print that to see each individual what they gave you, because I don't know where we were at, where we were before they did so. And it's not even showing. I don't even know what begins to tell you where that money. I know that for a fact until you get your monetization, but they don't give you nothing. So what if I never get monetized? I mean, they keep my money? That ain't fair, is it? But it's something I got to live with. I don't have control of it. And I think some people, 25 people, on the memberships, I think it shows 25 people that renew out of the 250. There's still 200 members that didn't ask for a refund, or they're still sitting there. Now, again, if you don't get monetized, do you get that anyhow? I don't know. It says everything is held until pending to the outcome. So I don't know. Does that mean, what if the outcome is they never monetize again? What does that mean? Is that a decision to say, well, you're never going to monetize, but this is your money? Well, because that might be, 3 months down the road? So it's not money. It does me no good. It was very, very appreciative, but it's sitting in their bank, collecting interest, and doing me no good. So that was something I was counting on to help me, where we just could continue to do the content, and they were rolling in, and my portion was going to be I was going to put it all into me for getting healthy. Not there. So again, take it anywhere you want. If you feel in your heart that I'm somebody you want to help, and you guys really believe in the cause, you see me here walking. I'm not trying to con anybody. I'm doing this because I'm scared. I don't want to die. I don't, and I will. If I don't do what I'm about to do, I'm going to die. And I don't want to die. I really don't. I got too much to live for. Too many things. And if you feel in your heart I deserve it, please, at Joey C 0120 is the PayPal. And this is, consider it as Jerry's telethon. I'm promoting a telethon here to help someone that is really trying to change their life and get a good relationship with you guys. And there are people in this world that just have it. They can do it. And people just donate randomly to people to help people when they know that in their heart that we're going to help this person. I need a few angels. I need someone to keep me going. And the stronger I get, the more I do it, it's going to get more expensive, because I'm going to really get to be healthy. I'm really going to buy the better foods. And I'm going to start getting to that point. And I just want to live. Help me live. At Joey C 0120 is PayPal. Money sign, Joey C Adrian Boy is my Cash App. I got a Venmo. I don't even know what it is, but I do have a Venmo. You can look me up on Venmo, Joseph Catalano or Joey C or something. Please, I'm asking you. Yes, I do need the support. That being said, we're almost to the final destination of being back at home. I gotta say, I hope you enjoyed me telling one of my stories, but I kind of did it in a funny way. But the base of that story was what I lived, with breaking down on the highway and winding up in Tucumcari, New Mexico, and going to Arizona, and how I spent the money, how I had to call my biological father back and beg for more money, something I shouldn't do. Because the long story short, that's what I was going with. It turned out I was the firstborn grandchild. This is what I was told. I don't know. I didn't ask two people in the family, but I don't, it's not my place to ask. But my grandparents would have took care of me. I promise you. Me, all the grandchildren, but me, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way to my cousins or to my brothers and sisters. I was the firstborn grandchild, and I was her favorite. I mean, it was the way I always was the only one that was always at their house, summers and weekends, and I don't mean that I know it hurt my brothers and sisters when they were younger, and I never meant that. I always used to beg for them to all come, and they would say, no, we can't, Grandpa can't. we're too old, we can't handle all of it. But they did. They brought it. They had weekends where they brought all the kids, and it made me feel good that I got my brothers, sisters, and my cousins. But everybody I thought they didn't like that, you know, and I didn't ask for that. It's just the way it is. And they loved each and every one of my brothers, sisters, and my cousins the same way. It's just, I don't know. I don't know just how it is. I don't know why I was the chosen one that they favored. They showed it. They would tell everybody, no. But yeah, I'm the only one you're taking everywhere. I mean, I understand that now as a grown man. I could see how that could look. I had no control. I was a little kid, man. I had nothing to do with me. But it turned out that he was supposed to make sure I had some money. He was really just giving me money that he knew, and he made it look like he was doing something for me, which is typical, based that he didn't support me, support my brothers and sisters. So I see how the way he made it. He tried to make himself the hero, and he wasn't. So in the long run, he took the money out of his own sister and her family and his children. He wasted all that money. He probably went through it in a year or two, whatever he got. And he was just a snake. And I still my father. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching. I know you shouldn't talk about it, and I shouldn't talk about it, but he was not a good father. He was not. He was a terrible father. And at last best is I'm no perfect father. I hope I was 100 times better than he was to my kids. I really hope I was. If I wasn't, then I failed too. I failed miserably if I wasn't at least 100 times better than him. Because I would never want to put any children through what he put us through. You know, not knowing if you're going to eat a meal when you're a little kid, and it's terrible. Man. But I'm trying to not think about the negative stuff. I'm trying to stay positive. But these are things that I think about every day when I'm alone. I'm going to sit with my wife, and she could tell, what's wrong? Something wrong bothering you? Nah, I'm all right. You just have flashbacks in your head. And you're like, how could he? How could he? You second guess yourself. What did I do? Why? You know, you want to know why. How you doing? You know, you want to know in life, what? You always got to blame yourself. Did I do something wrong? Was it me? You know, did he dislike me? You know, anything in life that was bad. But you can't second guess that. You can't change it. Because if you try to go back and change it, you can't. That's changing the course of life. So what if I did this? Okay, what if if you did this, then maybe you wouldn't have met this person. Maybe you wouldn't have had children if there was another road for you to go now. You can't do that. You drive yourself crazy. You know, you just can't. Our destiny was set from the time we're born. And our higher power is the only one that could say, he's got the whole layout for your entire life, what you're going to go through, trials, tribulations. If you're going to be wealthy, if you're not going to be wealthy, it's just how it is. People got to just accept that. Whether they believe it's God up there or whatever your belief is, somebody has to control of your life for the day you were born. And it's wrote that everybody has a book from beginning to end, and only one person controls that. Now, me, my higher power is Lord God. For you guys, it might be somebody else. But trust me, you didn't do it all by yourself. It was written. That much I believe. So I just don't understand why it was written for more failure than success for everybody. I don't understand. I guess if everybody's successful, too much money, too much power, we would have self-destruct as a country, I guess. I can see that. Balance. It goes back to balance, right? I guess my balance talk is so true. It's got to be balanced. You got to have so many poor and so many rich, and then so many in the middle to keep it the middle class. You know, I think it's balance is the key. If you got balance, you got everything. If you don't balance, it's going to be the way it's written. And the way it's written is you're fighting to be balanced, because if it's written for you not to be balanced, so it's part of the learning curve. You got to train yourself to make that book be wrong. Has anybody ever done that? We'll never know. But what if we ever could find out if somebody, life was written from birth and they did the opposite and they achieved everything different? And if that's true, then we all can do it. That's my point. It's a theory. That's all. It's a theory. A lot of it's a theory and speculation. You know, I don't. I have my beliefs. You have your beliefs. But I think this was a great walk and talk. And again, big shout out to the Frenchmen and French people, and a big shout out to everybody. I don't know, Mason. Pretty sure Mason was calling me because probably he didn't see me on stream. So let me know because I got some of my people that are really big fans that they do care, and they check up on me. They write me, "Are you okay? You didn't stream yesterday. What's going on?" You know, Ronnie Munn, guys like that, Dr. Chow. You know, these guys are all good people. A lot of people give Dr. Chow a lot of. Dr. Chow is a good dude, man. When I tell you that, Little Beer's a good dude. They're good people, man. They really are. You know, so a lot of people are, a lot of haters in every direction. But again, balance, you got to have them. So I just want everybody to know that I'm willing to make the change better, and I do need help, and I want to stay healthy, and I want to live. I don't want to die. I want to keep this true blue, and I know people are enjoying the walk and talks. By far, as much as I tried to podcast and put together something, we've had some success, but this has been it for me. This has been the most successful thing that's been happening for me as far as me being on YouTube and podcasting. This walk and talk stream is the one that's been, it's the one that's, it's me. It's what people see me and can relate to me and say it's more real than anything I've done. And my sweat here, my walks in these streets, in these crazy streets, and you know, it is real. There's nothing fake about it. So. And I do thank everybody. So if you have it in you and you feel I deserve it, that's the main thing. Please donate. I need it. I really do. It's been rough, man. It's been rough. I'm not ashamed to admit that. People can make fun of that, but I'm sorry. And when people don't think that I didn't work. I worked my whole life. I'm not able health-wise to go work a regular job. People, there's Uber, there's this. You got to have a spec of a car to do those jobs. And I got a 2006 Infiniti. It's not going to pass over here in Florida. I have to have a 2010 and newer. So I don't have the vehicle to even do that stuff. Even DoorDash. If you got any, I had a lot of speeding tickets. No, I put in an application. I'll do it if part time to make extra money. I'm not afraid to do that, but I'm waiting to see. I don't know if I'm going to walk in the right place. I got to let me pay attention here. But I'm not afraid of work. I work, so I do help myself. And this podcasting thing is, some people do it. They got an entity to make money. I should be able to have the same outlet for it. You know, I put my hard work in to do this. So I'm working. Consider this like I'm working, you know. I'm working and I'm getting healthy. This is not easy. This is not a fly-by-night thing. I've been doing it a while now. Well, obviously I take it serious. It's not something I did for a couple months and I just vanished. Obviously I wanted to turn this into a respectable thing. And after I understood it better. And then, you know, I came in to tell my story. That was the original idea. And then I wound up becoming an argument about deal with everybody. I don't want to, that's not getting me nowhere. It's not getting none of us nowhere. If you want to support us, you believe in us, support us. Then be a real supporter like you do the other shows. If you want to help me and you believe I deserve it, then do it. I won't shame you. I promise. I promise you that. You know, I promise. Don't judge a man by a cover or a woman by a cover, or any human being by a cover. Get to know me and see that all that other stuff can outweigh because of what I'm doing right by myself and how kind I am to people. I don't want no one to do nothing they don't want. I don't want no one to feel sorry for me. I'm not asking none of that. I'm asking for you, if you believe in me, believe in what I'm doing, and you want to help somebody, and you can make the difference to help this person achieve what he wants to do, then by all means, please do it. All right? Please do it. That's all I can say. So hang on a second because I forgot my keys and I can't even get in my own house. And if I end the stream, I have to, wait a minute, no, I left the door open, okay, the bottom door open, so I'm good. I said if I to call my wife, say, baby, gotta let me in. I left the bottom door so I can get into now I'm okay. So how long we walk? We did an hour and 60 minutes of the actual walk. Well, that'll be an hour and 17 by the time I make it to the door. All right. I'm here. No mail. No mail. That's good. No mail is good mail. No bills. I got paperless. I pay all my bills. Nobody looking for me. Nobody trying to hurt me. No, I'm just kidding. Ooh, I worked out good today. Wow. I'm sweating pretty good. I am sweating. Wow. I gotta get a haircut too, man. I'm tired for a haircut. It's tough getting older, but you gotta do this just as normal. You know? If you don't, you know, you older you get, the better you gotta be, you know. Take care of yourself. I'm home. Yeah, that's me. It's not nobody you gotta worry about. It's just your hubby. Hello, everybody. You guys were here, huh? He is. Yeah.
I know he's.
Yeah. This was.
I went down there. It wasn't for me.
The new business looks like the new guy that opened that business down is pretty. He works hard, that man down there. It's always working. All right, give me a minute, folks. Let me heat it up here. Hang on. All right. So, all right. Okay. So, my Frenchman said, he goes, we want to send money your way. Go to Rumble. Again, if I transfer now, I'm going to set it up so that our Rumble will go over tomorrow. But again, I got to, hey, let me see. Okay, you can judge some women by the way they look, just not all of them. Hi, DG. DG has a very unique way. He's the ladies' man. He's very suave and he's proud of that. And I'm proud to be his friend because he's a good friend. Reaverton's here. Some of my old buddies are here. One step at a time, Joey. Yes, Reaverton. Thank you. DG, always for you guys' support. You guys are great friends. Well, I didn't even look. I made it an hour and 17 minutes without even looking at the chat. I did it. I accomplished it right. Reverend Cupcake is here. All the French. Yeah, Reverend Cupcake. I know. Wow. And there's people all over. I do get emails and well, of course, my number's been doxed. So people now, one guy called me yesterday, go, John just doxed you. And I went back and looked at it. John didn't purposely dox me. He's right. And his argument was, what do you get? I didn't do it because he don't read nothing. He puts it up there. He sees money. He just puts it up there. And I guess someone doxed me like I was doing it because it was my picture. And it said it was me putting my full address, which everybody had, and my phone number. And he just started reading it. So, yeah, he didn't dox me. So for that, I went crazy on him. And, yes, he doxed me, but he didn't do it. He didn't dox me. You understand what I'm saying? He was set up. It wasn't intentionally. So I'm not going to go after somebody that didn't do it intentionally. Like he said, I did it accidentally. Can he get a pass? He asked me, can you give me a pass? It was accident. And you know what? As far as that, I give a pass. I have to. Fair is fair. And when I went back and looked and I saw it, and some people said, no, listen, I had a whole ton of you people DM me, John, just dox you, go after him, go get him, go. And I'm like, what? And what did I do? Right away to text him and call him all kind of names and then he was on air, so he called me and he left me a message. Says, I made an honest mistake. I mean, do you really believe I'm not a human being? I mean, you did it to me. I didn't. I forgave you, and I'm like, you're right. Let me go back and look, and he was right. He didn't do it intentionally. So for that, that's all you get, John. That's all you're getting from me on that moment. That's it. Sorry, can't give you anything else. But that, I probably should have looked first. So I'm sorry I texted you and yelled at you, okay, for that. But just like you apologize to me for that. But all right, that's over it. Now go back to being hated because I still hate you, okay? No, I don't hate anybody. All right, Reverend Cupcake, Great Star Prayer says, Ozone DJ, we're going to need you to talk to this seriously. This is not the time for who? The crosstalk of rappers and DG say for me the notorious. I got to be with DG. I don't like rap music, but I don't like that. I don't like that humble, not all the stuff they talk about body parts and their mamas and their girlfriends, their whole. I don't get it. But Notorious B.I.G. was very talented, and I got to give him. He would be one of my top favorites for that. I see some messages were deleted. Reaverton was taking care of my back there. Appreciate that. I'm not even going to look. Usually, I'm normally on port to see what it said. Don't care. Thank you. Ozone here. A shout out to you. Noche Avenue. Christ said anyone who contributes to Joey will not be redeemed. Okay, there we go. That one should have been taken because that's what I'm talking about. These are people that want to take money out for a cause, and that's just not fair, man. So again, those are the type of stuff that should have been taken out immediately because they're trying to hurt me. So if he's asking for the money for himself or someone else, okay, to support me to keep my health going, Ozone. I mean, if I was monetized, people would be super chatting me out, and I'd be getting it. I wouldn't have because it's there the option. They took away my demonetization, so I'm trying to stay healthy and live. I don't want to leave this earth and leave my family. If I don't get healthy and take care of myself, so it's getting expensive. I'm saying, so everybody has a platform. They're all trying to get money in. Okay. They all ask different way. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you believe in me, I'm going to say this for the last time. If you believe in me and you want to donate to help my cause for what we're doing here, it's @ Joey C 0120 to PayPal. Okay. If one of the mods could put that in there, please, in the description, and money sign Joey C Adrian Boy's Cash App, and I'm on Venmo. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So that's what that means, Mr. Ozone. So there you go. Zach Campbell, Christ is Lord. Amen. Greetings from Saudi Arabia. Greetings, sir. Thank you. Okay. I'm done defending of anything, okay? This is what it is. If you don't like it, again, I'm sorry you don't like it, and you take it offensive, I'm sorry. Joey was a wise guy. I was around a lot of wise guys. I never was an actual made guy, but I sure knew a lot of them, and I do hung up with a lot of them back in the day. I can tell you that. That's just without even squirming about that. A lot of them family members too, but I definitely wanted to always be one of them, but I chose not to. So, looking good, brother. Thank you, Reverton. He was busting whatever. I didn't bust on nobody. I don't know, but it's crosstalk. Message deleted by CatalanoTV. I didn't. Was that the one I just took out? Yeah. Joey, do you know where you're going? I mean, was you talking about preventing the walk? It was great because I was talking and happy. The stream, I was not no negative thing about it. And I looked up and I go, man, I went farther than I ever walked. Yeah, I knew where I turned around and went back home. I'm home now, so we're here to talk. And I made it back home. Yeah. Or if you say, do I know where I'm going in life? I know where I want to be in life. Jam Joey's crazy. Pat Clout. Oh, yeah, that's true. I've been told that once or twice. Joey live 5 minutes from lives for reality driving probably 12 minutes, right, baby, from over there where Dale Mayberry area is, probably about 12 minutes from there. Would say
About 10.
Depending on traffic. So Chad lives in that area. See, I guess I'm 10 minutes away. Walking probably 30, 45 minutes. But I live right here, Chad. I've tried to reach out to him. He don't really want nothing to do. I'm not in his circle. I don't watch his show. I know he's been a comedian a long time, and a lot of people don't like him. I know a lot of people have been after him negatively because he's got a criminal record. But I mean, I think it would be great if me and him did a stream. We're so close together, man. But I mean, I leave it up to him. He knows that I want to, and even Brennan told him to do it. A lot of people has told him it would be very good if the two of us got together financially, and he just don't. I mean, obviously he don't need the money. I would be doing it strictly because I would want the money to come in because it's going to be help to make me have a better life and be healthier, So, but he doesn't want to. I'm not going to keep reaching out. I've only reached out 10 times in the last year or so, and he don't want to have nothing to do with me. I respect that. So, but maybe someday he will. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get SSI, so I don't know about that answer. But I hope you find it. Any one of you all personally know Joey? DG could say he personally knows me. Pat Cloud, if that DG would be one guy. I've never met Reverton, but I'm pretty sure he knows me pretty well. And there are people out here that do me. Shuli knows me very well. I could say Shuli definitely know me, but all the creators, I mean, they just know me like you know me, but some of them know me. I became good for Casey Armstrong. Definitely give me a thumbs up and knows me the person I am. So, yeah, is there any of my friends that I grew up with in this? I don't know. I know there's a lot of my people from Chicago watching, all my family, but they don't go in the chat room because they don't want to be subjected to the negativity. So they watch me for supporting me. But that's going to be a biased answer if it's someone in my family because you're going to say, of course they're going to say. So does anybody know anybody here? Does anybody here know anybody? Or for truly no, they don't. Do we know the chatters? No, unless we meet them at functions. Some people have met me at Alex Stein's function.
Absolutely.
So the people have met me. But no, do we all know each other? The closest one in here probably that's in here right now is be Reverton and DG, and DG for sure can really from his heart say, and I wouldn't want DG if he thought any negativity about me. I would want him to tell you guys, he's okay, but be careful. DG would never say that. I know that because of the person he is, but I mean he would be the closest guy right now that I could see that could, pretty sure he said it was a physical disability. I have physical and mental disabilities, but I mean, I retired for all my physical disabilities. So, but I do have. Hello, Doom. Did you apologize to Frank yet? I don't owe Frank an apology, so Frank owes me an apology. We're not going there, Doom. Sorry, I don't owe nobody an apology. So, but have a good day. I did reach out to you, Doom. I wanted to talk to you yesterday. I DM'd you, or no, I sent you a message on Twitter because I couldn't DM you. I asked you to DM me, but I don't think you did, so that's okay. We won't read that. Okay, we won't go there. All right, just stay here. All right, companies like lots of old companies like Bell. Are they still? I think AT&T might be Bell Oil, but originally it was Bell South, right? They're the original, pretty much the original phone company for most of the states. It was Bell, right? Bell South, Bell North, Bell West, which bought out by AT&T bought a lot of that. But those companies, man, started like 100 years ago. Whenever phones came in, man, I mean, and they were. The older people in your family, your grandpa, they bought stock in that, and it was all successful, man. It's all different today, but yeah, I mean, it's companies like that is what I was talking about. When he's going to the casino again, I'm not going to no casino, my friend. That's not, I don't need to ask money for casino. Okay, I don't. I told you I was a degenerate gambler my whole life. At a drug, I don't do drugs anymore. And when I go to the casino, if I do go, I go very minimum. I don't go. It's not part of my life. I train myself to break away from all my bad habits because I just it's done. I've done it. I've abused myself too much. So listen, like I said, I'm gonna say that if you believe in me, support me. If you don't, then that's fine. No need to make speculations when you don't know what you're talking about because it's just not right. So Throwback Thursday with Joey C. Throwback Thursday. That's okay. That's fine. Joey going down memory lane. I go down memory lane every day because I have a lot of true stories in my head that pop out. Yes, I did go down memory lane today with a good story. I hope everybody liked the beginning. I thought it was funny. Um, because I just started. I understand. I understand this whole thing. And if I took the humor that Tukey made me laugh so hard yesterday, and I used that to tell a real story, it works. It does. So I learned something from you, Rocco. As I told you, teach me. I get it. I get it. I'm learning. You taught me something. Can't wait to meet you, brother. He's a preacher. I'm not a preacher, licensed preacher. I'm a man that accepted God in my heart. I'm not a licensed preacher. I'm not going to sit there and tell people that I'm not here trying to sell you any roly poly stuff or to make you to be a Bible thumper. I'm just a man that I walk and accepted God. That's all. It's a simple thing. I'm trying to change my life for everything to be good. What does Joey's do for a living? I'm retired. I worked in professional baseball for 30-something years. If that answers your questions. I worked in minor league baseball for 25 of the 33 and a half years that I worked. Okay. I worked in the locker rooms, taking care of the players. And I wound up in the minor league, became the head clubhouse manager and equipment manager. And then I did everything for the players, the day-to-day operations. That's what I did. That was my life. I hope this guy has a revolver yet. I don't have no guns anymore. I'm sorry. I used to have them. But I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Obviously, you're not a fan, so wish you the best. Did a fake Joey just send Chad? I don't do that stuff like that. I don't play with people's money, and I don't try to be like that. It's not funny. But okay, how long has this been talking? Well, the walk and talk is every day. All right. Well, as I can see, we get into here. It's going to be a lot of the negative stuff. So I'm not fried either, buddy. I'm just trying to get healthy. Take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody, good night. Thank you for everything. Again, at Joey C 0120. If you want to help and donate, that's where you send the money. Thank you very much. Bye. Take care.